name is Dorůžka. I'm a jazz guitarist and composer. I come from Prague. I was born here in Prague in 1980. And I've been playing jazz music since the age of 13 or 14. And tonight we are at the Jazz Dock where I'm playing with my trio. The trio is me on guitar, Jiří Slavík on the bass, and Novák on the drums. And the music that we play is part of it is my original compositions. Part of it is music by other musicians and composers. For example, right now we are playing some adaptations or arrangements of songs by a Czech composer from the 20th century, Bohuslav Martinů, but we also play some pieces by other jazz musicians such as Ornette Coleman or Thelonious Monk. So the repertoire is quite varied. We also play a few adaptations of a few Jewish songs from Eastern Europe and things like that. This is actually quite a new trio. I've actually been playing in the trio format for many years, but this particular lineup with Jiří and Martin is a new one, and it's, I think, our fourth or fifth concert so far. We started playing early this year.
Hello, I'm Jiří Slavík and you are watching the Prague Music Channel. We are here at Jazz Dock at the concert of the Dorůžka trio, of which I'm very happy to be taking part of, playing the bass. I haven't been playing with David for too long. It's actually been just about a year that we play together because I have been living abroad before then and moved to Prague only recently.
Martin. I play drums in this band. It's a great band. I really like it. David is a great guitar player. I'm really honored to play with him, and of course with Jirka too. And I started playing violin when I was 6. Then I switched to drums at some point. Instead of playing drums, I like to play music, which means sometimes thinking in melodies, and I also like drummers who really play music rather than drumming.
In this particular band, one thing that I'm trying to do is to approach the jazz trio format in a new and fresh way. So this means especially not restricting the roles of each instrument to what they usually are. So, you know, like usually you think of the trio as that the guitar plays the melody and the guitar is soloing, then the bass is keeping the pulse and the harmony, and the drums play the rhythm. But it doesn't have to be like that. The bass can play the melody, and or you know, the bass can be like a solo instrument, and the drums don't have to keep the time, but they can just work in a more timbral way, or you know, just making sounds and not necessarily keeping the tempo all the time. And the same thing with the guitar. I try to think in like use a lot of counterpoint and use harmonies that are not that usual, and play both the electric and the acoustic guitar, which is that really makes a big different change of the sound. within the trio. So I try to keep my palette of sounds and ideas as broad as possible.
I think I recently discovered the world of extended technique in playing drums, and so I'm trying to learn how to play all these weird sounds and use it musically in live playing, which is not very innovative, you know. It's like a lot of people is doing it, but it's new for me, so I'm learning all the time, and it can be very useful even in a different styles, not just improvised music, but even like composed.
I do not like particularly to think about technical innovations, because everything that you do must serve the music, and the sound that we have, I mean, it's the sound of today. Somehow we are using modern instruments, we're using amplifiers, and we have strings that have different possibilities, that, you know, strings that people had in the 50s. So we can use harmonics and, you know, different kind of colors that may be innovative in a way, but I don't really want to think of this of it that way. For me, it's just part of the music. And if it serves the purpose, then why not? If it doesn't serve the purpose, then it's only a technical exercise that's not really worth it.
And you guys watch Prague Music Channel?
Dál zahrajeme dvě skladby, Bohuslav Martinů. A my jsme si je trošku upravili. Ta první se jmenuje Opuštěný milí a druhá se jmenuje Naděje.
And actually this week is quite busy because last night we played at a club in a small town, Vrchlabí, in the north of Czech Republic. And then we are going this week to Poland, to Zielona Góra, a festival called the Green Town of Jazz. In between that, I'm doing several other projects. Tomorrow night playing with Iva Bytová and the Prague Philharmonia Orchestra in Forum Karlín in Prague. And then later this week playing in Belgium with another band, so it's a busy schedule.
Yes, I do play in some other bands, but not only in Prague, also abroad in France and in London, where I used to live before. But we can invite you to come to HAMU, which is the music academy where we do many concerts. I happen to be teaching there, also David does too, and so please come and check us out.
I also do play other styles of music with different bands. For example, I play this Sunday here in Jazz Dog with Sarah and the Adams, which is more based on American folk music, and also I might like to invite you for a traditional Christmas concert of a band named Lanugo, which is Prague-based indie pop band, I like to call it.
I encourage all the listeners to listen to the Prague Music Channel.